I want to talk about something that literally affects all of us. This is personal to me because tell me why I open Instagram first thing in the morning and I'm checking for notifications, who is in my DM. I haven't even brushed my teeth. We need to talk about this. Like, why are we so addicted to social media, Instagram, TikTok? Like, this generation is fucked up. I'm just like wondering what's been going on in our society, and it's scary. Social media makes us feel connected, but in reality, we are lonelier than ever. Don't even get me started with comparison. We go from posting for fun to posting for validation. And the most craziest part, even when we don't know them, it's getting to our mental health. It's deeper than you think.
These digital devices are powerful tools, but also very potent drugs. There's no doubt that digital media lights up the same reward pathway as drugs and alcohol. These devices and platforms were designed to be addictive, that is, to keep us scrolling and tapping long beyond what we plan for or what we want or even what's pleasurable. I think we can all relate to using this medium to a point where we don't even like it anymore and yet have difficulty getting ourselves off of it. That really speaks to the inherently reinforcing and cognitively adherent nature of this medium. It is a drug. And so, if and when and how we're crossing into addictive use, I think we need to be very vigilant about whether that's happened in our lives. And one of the ways to do that is actually to try cutting out that particular digital medium, that website, or that behavior for a period of time long enough to experience withdrawal, potentially reset reward pathways, and then reevaluate. Because when we're in the behavior, as you yourself noted, it's very easy to rationalize, oh, I need to do this for work. Oh, I need to do this to stay in touch with my friends. Oh, I'm learning so much from this, right? And all of that may have been true initially, but may not be that true anymore. And what I often point to is the subtler signs of addiction, which are things like depression, anxiety, inattention, insomnia, restlessness. These can be early signals for our consumption entering into that addiction range, but us not realizing it because, again, we don't see cause and effect.
This video is for anybody who spends too much time on their phone. So all of you, I'm talking to all of you. Phone addiction is, I think, something that's not going to be taken seriously for a very long time. It's not something that the politicians are going to talk about. It's not something that the tech companies are going to talk about because they want you addicted to your phone. It sounds silly even saying it like as a real addiction, where I'm just like, I can't stop looking at my screen, blah, blah, blah. But it's really serious. And I don't think people recognize the damage that it does. So I hope that this video can help people that know that they're having a hard time with it. And for the people that don't know they're having a hard time with it, I hope it makes you realize that just have the recognition that this is a problem for you and maybe take some steps to getting better with it. So for one thing, when I say phone addiction, I'm not talking about, oh, phone addiction, your screen time's too high. I mean, definitely that, for sure. For these people that I see their screen times at like 11 hours a day, I'm just like, how is it, how are you doing that? I'm almost impressed. If it weren't so horrifying, I'd be impressed. I'm talking about the fact that my brain is permanently connected to my phone. All of the things that make my brain feel good are in my phone. It's completely taken away my ability to be present in the moment and be present in reality, because all I'm ever thinking about, even if I'm not actually in my phone, is how is my last post doing? Can I get a little notification dingy? Can I get more followers? Please give me more followers. Who's texting me? Who from work is calling me? How are my stocks doing? All of the things that have hijacked my dopamine receptors are tied to my phone. And you have to recognize that this is a very intentional act done by people who have hired people and who have spent weeks and months researching how to hijack your dopamine receptors. There's all kinds of analysts, market researchers, engineers, I don't know what their title is, but people whose job is dedicated to recognizing what within the human brain is going to make sure that it feels good when these things happen within the phone so that it keeps you coming back to it. That sounds all well and good. Oh, what's the problem, Mike? I just feel nice and joyous when I look at my phone. It's because it's not real joy. It's not real, actual, organic happiness. We get that in reality. That's what our organic beings are tied to. Happiness is tied to the reality that we are living in. And you should be finding peace and joy in that reality. Your dopamine receptors should not be tied to an artificial device. They should not be tied to an artificial follower count that is probably mostly bots. All right? It should be tied to like hugging your dog, kissing your significant other, looking at a ocean. I don't know. So what winds up happening, and this is what's happened to me, I'm never in my life. Even when I'm present physically somewhere, I am not present there. I am thinking about my phone. My brain is connected to my phone. Don't you see the problem with that? Like when you think about what a cyborg is, it's like that's what it is, right? Where it's like a half a human, but they have like a robot brain. That would actually be way better. I would prefer that. Because if I had a robot brain, then probably the phone would be fine for my brain to be connected to. But I'm still a human being. We're all still human beings. Our brains are connected to our life, to reality, to the physical space that you are in. That is not what's happened over the last 4 years. Our brains have been completely dependent on this device that I'm looking into right now. And I know that's going to be the next point, but Mike, isn't it kind of ironic? You're telling me, get off my phone while you're speaking to me in my phone, and if you want me to follow you, I got to go on my phone. Yeah, don't have a good answer for that. You're gonna No, okay. Here's how I view it. And I need to get here. Like, openly, this is something I'm working on, so I'm not saying that I'm there yet. My phone needs to be a destination. It needs to be something that I come to with a purpose. It's similar to the way that I go to work, similar to the way that I go to a comedy show, similar to the way that I go to the gym. That's what my phone needs to be. It needs to be that I'm not connected to it. I'm in my life. When it's time to go to the phone, I will go to the phone for the purpose of whatever I need to go to the phone for.
This is not a conversation that women want to have, but it's time we had it. Because of the nature of social media, many of us have become conditioned to crave attention. We want attention more than we want respect, more than we want to live wholesome lives, more than we want to create long-term sustainable success for ourselves. It's basically become an addiction. And before anyone tries to come on here and say that I'm on some kind of moral high horse, the call was coming from inside of my house. I just answered the phone. As much as many of you would like to sit here and say that you're not boy crazy, that has actually been ingrained into this patriarchal society. A lot of us were built and raised to focus on men, to please men, to have men be attracted to us and draw them towards us. My only question is, how far are you willing to go? Some of you show up for your Instagram story more than you do for class. You are willing to drop everything to go on a date, but you can't be consistent to go to the gym. You will spend your last dime on eyelashes to flutter in a man's face before you sit down and write a budget. I'm just pointing out what I've seen. I've seen some of this behavior in myself, and I've done my best to rectify it, but now I'm going to bring it to the masses because we have to stop this. There was a girl who came on here and made a video of her showing her dad her TikTok account, which had blown up to 200,000 followers. He looked at her and he asked her, okay, do you have $200,000 yet though? And she said no. And he said, okay, focus on your studies. That's all I'm saying that we should do. Some of you are so obsessed with attention. You're so obsessed with creating this fake status online, when in reality, you still have nothing going on. Your looks will not save you. That is not your saving grace. If you do not develop your character, if you do not learn how to communicate, if you don't learn how to budget, how to take care of your money, you are going to suffer later. Either because of your complete lack of responsibility, or because you're going to put that responsibility into a man who is going to abuse you because you'll have nowhere else to go. There's so much rhetoric on this app telling men that they need to grow up, and while that may be true, we also need to grow up.
We need to get real. How many times have you opened your phone and 30 minutes disappeared like this? First thing in the morning, everyone wants to check their phones. No one is connecting. A lot of people are addicted to social media, including me. The other day I was in a restaurant and I was calling the waitress to attend to me, and she was on her phone and she was like, I'm coming. She was on TikTok. She literally snubbed me and she was just smiling, laughing. It's affecting us and changing the way we think and feel. It's like we don't even know what we are doing. Why are we so addicted to social media? This is a new channel. This is my first video on this channel and I'm really excited to start this journey. I'd like you to join me on this amazing journey. I can't wait to get started. It's a quick video. Thank you so much for watching.